Hey guys, what's up? Hobo here. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever holiday you celebrate, I hope it's full of love, cheer, and time with loved ones. So, it's the Hobodays season, so that means time for a holiday game. Now, a few years ago, we went a little green. This year, let's have a return engagement. Today's game is the Grinch! On the Game Boy Color. So, will this game make our hearts swell 3 sizes, or should we dump it off Mount Crumpet? Let's find out. It's time to Hobo up!
The story for Grinch is basically that of the book, just on a smaller scale. The Grinch has had it up to here with Christmas and decides to ruin it for those pesky Whos. How's he going to do that? He's going to steal all the presents. Yeah, it's just basically a smaller version of the book's story, but enough justification for the game to happen. Now let's see what the gameplay is like. Gameplay for the Grinch is a maze puzzle game. Your objective in each level is the same: get all the presents. Sounds easy? Well, it's not, because there are Whos that are going to try and stop you, and if one catches you... yeah, you run away from them. However, you aren't required to take a pacifistic approach. You can fight back. The Grinch has his breath attack, but it only works up close. Now you can also crouch to get under small openings, and if you're outside, you can press A while crouched and the Grinch will make a snowball. These, while as rotten eggs, can be used as long-range weapons. But the Whos cannot be permanently removed from the board. You can only stun them with your attacks, or make them run into each other. You can also pick up T-pellets to give you some more time. Yes, that's right, there's a time limit, and you only get 3 lives to your name, and I don't know if it's possible to get more. I don't know because, well, I wasn't able to finish this game. We'll get back to that in a moment. But the Grinch is not the only thief in our roster. You also get to play as Max. Max plays differently from his green companion. For one thing, he can jump over guards, and when crawling, he can let out a ferocious bark that briefly stuns all guards on the map. But the game quickly takes off the gloves. Guards become more common and more aggressive. Actually, all the guards act differently. Some throw projectiles that can stun you if they hit, some simply chase you, and others run away from you, but that attracts other guards to your position. If you can outrun the guards, they eventually get tired and you can resume as normal. But some guards can run faster than you. The areas become larger and more complicated, and the guards and presents more numerous. Time limits become tighter. It was round 2-5 that I had to throw in the towel. But before signing off, I did use the game's passwords to check out the other levels, and new mechanics are added. The Grinch has to drive a little car in World 5, which means you now have to factor in acceleration and deceleration. Max has to deal with slippery ice paths that allow him to reach areas he otherwise couldn't. The guards change as the game goes on, each adding new challenges, and in the final world, the Grinch even wears his Santa suit. So yes, the game does change and evolve to add extra challenge. If I had any gripes with the game, it's that sometimes it's hard to navigate narrow areas, especially when you're being chased. On a few occasions, I also had a hard time deciphering what was and what wasn't an entrance or a new area. But that's all I have to complain about, and it's minor at worst. One nice thing is the game has infinite continues, so if you have the patience, you can beat the game. As for me, nope, the game's too clever for stupid old me. I'm waving the white flag. This game has some awesome graphics. You can easily tell who's who, pun fully intended, and the environments look fantastic. Festive, cheerful, and bright. I love how every place uses different color palettes, and every character as well. Music is cheery and upbeat, and I can understand as someone using it for their Christmas playlist. I love that there are different game over screens. They paid a lot of attention to detail here, and honestly it's for the best. The art direction is so good. The game looks and sounds fantastic.
So, that's the Grinch on the Game Boy Color. How is it? Let's look at it and see. How's the gameplay? It's really good. It's a clever puzzler. In fact, it's too clever for me. As I said, I had to admit defeat. You know, all the enemies are cool with how they're smart, how they can outrun you or throw things at you, how the Grinch can arm himself, how Max can just bark his way through things. This game is actually a lot of fun and a lot of time was put into it. And how's the presentation? If you're a Grinch fan, you're going to love it. There's a lot of attention to detail. Everyone having a distinct game over screen, the Grinch wearing his Santa costume in the final world, and the car having its own game over screen. Guys, Hobo approves. This game is a lot of fun. If you need a clever puzzler for the holidays, you found it. I highly recommend this if you need a puzzle game for Christmas time. So, there we go. That's another episode of Bargain Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, happy holidays to everybody. Now, if you'd like to ask me a question, there's still time. You can ask me a question until the night of December 30th, and I will post a link to the status page in the description below. Come back next year when we go full steam on another kind of green. Until then, this is the Bargain Hobo saying, be brave, dare to play. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next year. Hobo out!